See if I can get it, baby. Tell me if you with it, baby.
Put me in the zone. Step round, liquor sipping strong, but you sipping now. All I need, pussy in the jaw. Put me in the zone. Round, liquor sipping strong, but you sipping.
All that knowledge, girl, ooh yeah, I like it, baby. All that brainstorming, it's no wonder you're in life. It's so much time, so just to know you graduated and you working. The way you mend a broken heart, I bet that you're a surgeon. Or maybe you're a trainer, body like Brittany Rayner. All the curves like a swerve, like a NASCAR racer. Treated like I didn't mean it, I'ma take you back. That house party, show me that, getting on my face with that. Girl, that ass fast, is it real or not? With that freaking dress, tailor made from the shop. If I be well, then I'ma do things so nasty. You gon' question if it's real or not. Trust me, I can lay it down if you want. You might play around, but I don't. Girl, time is money, I'm just trying to find a better way to spend it, which is why I'd rather drink it later.
On that track, that was James McClain. He just left out of here, but hey, we want to salute him. If y'all didn't catch our show last week with him, hey, go check it out. It's on the page. Y'all can find it at James McClain. But we're going to pick right where we left off before the first video ended. I don't know why. I'm not going to say nothing about it. But what is your brand voice? Every brand got a voice, or they're trying to reach a certain audience, and they do it through what they say, images and everything like that, social media. So what are you trying to communicate with your audience?
Well, I feel like my voice is.
And I got some subtitles, to help you get to thinking. Professional, friendly, service oriented, technical, promotional, conversational, informative.
Okay, I'll tell you what it is for me. Like, when I put myself out there, I think like, okay, I'm different. I know I'm different.
Okay.
And a part of me feels like I'm fucking crazy. Like, so my voice is.
Well, you could be both,
Look, I've accepted the fact that it's both. So I mean that is what my voice is. It's different. It's confident. It's crazy. It's inspiring, and that's what I want to relate to. So give up. And I feel like that is, what my voice is expressing as far as through my art and through things that I put out there. Like, I really face, a lot of myself with my art. So I want people to think about themselves, in different ways than, what you just, like, what you're doing and why you're doing it. Like, just think deeper than what's on the surface of it.
So your brand to one person out there, what would you tell them?
Just live through, yourself, what you're going through. Like, be real, the good and the bad. Like, be inspired through what you're going through and the way that you see things. Let that be your guide. Face those fears, like the things that you don't want to face those, and be motivated to face those because they do scare you.
That's real. Brand voice, and a lot of them that you got down here is professional, friendly, service oriented, authoritative, technical, promotional, conversational, informative. I would tap on to informative and promotional. The reason why I say informative and promotional is because information, we're in the era of information. You know what I mean? And for someone to just sit on it and not give it to people to kind of empower themselves, because a lot of people are just lost. Some people are just dealing with their situation and just dealing with it, not knowing that whatever you got or whatever talent that you're sitting on, it can really free you. We're giving you that information. You know what I mean? And that's free. That's, you know what I mean? You don't have to come to me, or you don't have to come to nobody else. This podcast, you can just click on it, and I guarantee you'll
lot of information that I continue to say that you want to come back because I can find myself and who I am and what I want to do. You know what I mean? And it took just watching a podcast to do that. One, that's information. You know what I mean? Promotional. Everybody that's out here, art, music, you know, anybody that just wants to do anything new, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. We're promoting that. You know what I mean? We're not promoting ourselves, and that's big. It's a partnership. You know what I mean? Which is what we talked about. Partnership, you know, partnering up with somebody to say, you know what, let's move to a bigger purpose. It's not just about me, it's not just about you. But what do I stand for? Giving power to another person. Again, it's promotion. I mean, we can go down the list and say it's friendly, professional. I mean, but
that's what it boils down to.
If that's what it boils down to, but at the same time, professional, I really feel like I'm over the corporate look. I can look however I want to look and still remain professional. When you talk to me, you're gonna pick that intellect. You're gonna pick how I do business. I'm gonna be 15 minutes early. I'm gonna set up. I'm gonna talk to you like how I want to talk to you. Make sure I give you that whole professional look. I don't mean I gotta be in a suit and tie. Fuck that shit.
And it takes a lot of confidence to do that.
Exactly.
It does.
And you know, you can gain that confidence through facing what scares you.
Yeah.
And that's like a thing that I do. But
No, I get you.
Only thing, when we came to this, we were like, we want to try to be different, and being different is trying different things. Like, as far as you look at our track record, each show or each episode being different in some type of view form. And with the information that we giving out and just the conversational piece that we have with everybody that comes on, and that's how we're trying to brand ourselves the whole landscape of it.
And that's the thing that I did want to say too, is being confident allows you to be every side that you are. And sometimes we don't know that, like, that's all you need is to be every side that you are, like, let all of that out. And like, you can access that when it comes to doing those things that, you know, you're afraid of, and just being confident, period. You have to have that strength, that passion to let all of that out when you really need to. And when it comes to branding yourself, you have to let all of that out. It don't matter, you know, what you might think other people will think about you when you're being that, but just letting all of that out.
I agree.
Also, it's the same thing with me, like promotion. It just depends on what I'm promoting that day. Because, you know, now I'm a producer, you know, entrepreneur, I'm about to start another business. I'm a brand ambassador for like 4 different clothing companies and all that. So it just depends on what I'm promoting that. And I'm an influencer. You know what I mean? I didn't even realize that at one point in time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of people watch my moves, what I do. So all of that's kept in mind and what I do and what I show. You know what I mean? But you never know who's looking. So your image is everything too. You know what I mean? So your image is everything. And it works.
That's
So
a
you gotta
fact.
show improve.
That's facts, man.
That's facts. They say that I like the brand. However, I would say I worked in juvenile detention before, so any of the kids, you think any crime you think of it, they did it. You know what I'm saying? So what I was trying to give off to them, which would be my audience, was that you can be a black man and you can do things the right way. You can still live, you know, live a decent life. And you don't got to be out there in the streets just doing what you see. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of them that have positive role models. Like I said, that's what I want to portray, so they can see that you can do things, try to do things the right way. It can get you something.
Even if you feel uncomfortable about it, like if it makes you feel uncomfortable, like, you know, like, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, that might be the way that you need to go.
And that's the wave I'm on. Anything that makes you uncomfortable, do it. You know what I mean? Because that's room for you to grow, whether it be you learn something, whether you fail at it, you know what I mean? Whether this is not for me, or maybe I might have gained a new perspective about myself. And a lot of people are geared towards just fail. You know what I mean?
You can't be scared to take chances.
And since we're talking about failures, when was the last time you considered a failure? Because, I mean, talk about it, because a lot of people have roadblocks and didn't stop.
Yeah, that's real shit. I go through that shit almost every day. Every day, I'm just like, I'm not doing enough. I need to do more. I need to do this. I need to do that. I need to stop thinking about this, think about that, and I'm focusing on the wrong shit. I should be focusing on this. And if I was to put all of that, everything that I say, everything I tell myself, if I was to just stay on that path, like I could just be really excelling, but in a way, like that's what I'm doing. Like I'm steady growing. And I just know like I need to keep moving forward. All those little side tracks, that's all there are. Like it already happened. Like that side track happened. It's in the past already.
See, I started to think different. I think it's supposed to happen. Because if you don't have them, you will never be able to get to where you want to go.
Exactly.
And I think if we look at it like, damn, why did that shit happen? Well, we should look at it, well, you still here as long as you're alive.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened for a reason. Now it's time to learn from that and build yourself right back up.
Here's the thing. I think we should wake up waiting to fail every day.
What is that?
I feel like we should wake up every day waiting to fail.
Word, because you being courageous, like I'm
Because
really
we
trying
wanna
to be
be great.
courageous.
So
Take those risks.
if we don't hit great,
Until,
everything is
If you don't die, you're good. Like do that thing that you
but that's
feel
what
like.
I'm saying. We're all comfortable in this little box because that's what we're used to. You know what I mean? And it's like we don't want to go from this box because we built it so we can stay in there and be successful only to this box. But if you really woke up every day and say, you know what, I want to fail every day and not be scared to fail, you don't know what you're going to build after that. First of all, you're already going to build character because if you can get up, fail, get up, fail, get up, fail, get up, fail, and still be okay, bro, you don't understand that one day some shit gotta shake.
Hey,
It is all shaking from
but we
us.
do it. But we get up and complain. Get up and complain.
But that's
get up
the-
and complain. Get up and complain.
And that right there, you fail in life already because
You're not thinking about what's to film next, and you're thinking about damn.
That's all, and that's what we consume, and then that's what creates a lot of these mental illnesses, though, for real. Because one, I can have anxiety because I don't want to put myself in this uncomfortable situation.
One thing woke me up, and I was at a job, right? And I was like, I don't want to be here, right?
Yeah.
And then my super was like, well, why are you here? Go home. Like, you can do anything you want to. Why are you here? I was like, oh, if I weren't afraid to do anything, I could be at home doing something that I wanted to do every day.
Yeah.
And try to turn that into a hobby. Try to turn that into a business. Who knows what I get? I mean, a lot of people are scared to take that risk.
I mean, I know somebody personally that did, you know what I mean? And when I look at this person, I tell them, you're on the right path every day. I said right now that you might not be in the situation that you want to be in, but I swear to God, I wish I had the courage you had. You know what I mean? That was the first step to saying that you might just be the most successful person I ever known. You know what I mean? Just because you were able to say, you know what, fuck this, because this is not what I feel, and I'm going to this. You know what I mean? You had no reason to do this, but you considered this. You know what I mean? And then all you have to do is really find that strength in what you were doing and continue to believe in yourself. I guarantee you, by the time you get that ball rolling, nobody can stop you.
I just want to speak on just fear. Fear of the unknown, of course. The unknown is the but I would say I don't look at things as failure. It's failures anymore. It's life lessons.
It's an experience.
Yeah, it's a life lesson. What did I do wrong? How can I fix it so it's not a failure? So like I said, it's not a failure. You just didn't achieve what you wanted to achieve at that time. So life taught you something. Okay, so what did it teach me? A lot of things that it taught me to achieve my goals. So I'm not going to say fail. So I'm successful.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think it's failure anymore. But I do understand what you were saying. Because if you continue to get up and go, which is what you have to do anyway, it's going to build that character. And it's going to ultimately, it's going to make you a responsible person.
You're right, though. Everything is not a failure, it's an experience. You know what I mean? What is failure? Failure doesn't exist. People create failures in their minds. Yeah. And that's the craziest thing. We've always said that, your mind is the most powerful thing and it can have you being your worst enemy. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you gotta understand that it's not failure and it's an experience. Every relationship is not a failure, it's an experience. failure was a word that they created, and there's the fact that you play onto this word failure. It's something that was created. You know what I mean? That's it doesn't exist. It is an experience at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And it should continue to say, you know what, I'm gonna get up and continue to broaden my horizon and say I'm growth by going through these experiences and saying, you know what did I learn? What did I gain from it? You know, should I work with this person? Is my character more intact? You know what I mean? What is it saying about me? What is it saying about the energy that I'm pulling? You know what I mean? A lot of people gotta witness that and be very concrete on what you're doing, because again, that path that you're laying down is going to lead you to your destination. Whether it's going to be success, or it's going to be an experience, or is it going to be just what it is, what it is.
Whew. Yeah, we went left, but
We don't
we don't went left.
Yeah, we still got one more.
That shit got deep. Now we got two more. I see it.
Oh, okay, I see it.
So we're gonna talk about what experience led us to building our businesses, our brands. And you was quiet on the last go around, though. So I'm gonna start with you. What experience led to building your brand?
Oh man, spot.
As far as what? Which some of the
Experience good, experience beat king. You being the king once.
just, I mean, everything was already, doing into the music and, producing and having my own group, which I came into it as a group, so I just kind of kept it going. And everybody went their own way, but I kept that brand going over the years, just switching it up. Beat King always stuck, I always attached that to my name because I wanted to stand out.
And then how did, your journey do that, Be King travel, got you to wanting to step onto this, video.
The videos, that just came, I was doing photography and stuff in high school too, so just playing on the videos, I was like, if I can do this, why keep going outside our way? We can keep everything in-house, that'd be something, attribute to the family. I can do that. So just getting better with myself and nothing I can do for all the music, something I like to do anyway. Yeah, just being a powerhouse.
Okay. Want me to re-ask you the question? What experiences led you to building your business or your brand? And I'm not gonna ask the second question.
Well, I would say the biggest thing was my passion. The fact that I knew this was my passion, and I felt less at work doing that than anything. And for real, because I'm relaying my, being self-employed, like I didn't like to go what I love for somebody else.
Yeah.
Like I was working for somebody else as a photographer. I was loving the pictures I was taking, but I didn't enjoy being there every day. Just going there, and it just was draining for real. But I would still love, just the photos that I would take. Like I was photographing newborn babies, and I would take some really nice pictures. But working for the company, it's all about the company. And a lot of the times I couldn't use those photos. I couldn't do nothing with those. Like parents may not have bought them, but it was still an amazing photo. Like just the way that I was taking, and just the whole passion I have with my art just made me know that, that's what I wanted to do. And the fact that it was getting me through all of these life lessons and the things that I'm going through, it was helping me through that. Just it's my therapy, it's my medicine. Like it saved my fucking life, that damn it. For real.
I mean, I would say the experiences that kind of led me to the path that we're on now. I mean, just getting into the mental health field. I always looked at the world different. I always thought I was different, even when I was in high school. I never knew what it was. I just couldn't explain it. But as I grew up and started to find myself a little bit more, I started experiencing things differently. So I wanted to make the world understand and feel exactly the way I felt, you know what I mean, with the experiences that I was going through, because I felt different, you know what I mean, I thought different, but I also wanted the world to kind of hear my voice, you know what I mean, see what I see, think what I think, and challenge people, you know what I mean, not challenging the point to an argument, but challenge the thinking of the status quo, you know what I mean. I always hated going with the flow. I always felt myself going away from it. So, and it had to be a reason. But then again, when I was finding it through my experiences, I'm like, yo, a lot of people need to wake up from the status quo, because really it's damaging us. You know what I mean? And once I started to find that out, and through religion, you know what I mean? Well, I should say religion, I say spirituality, because religion is just quote unquote a cult. But you know, and I wanted to give the world my mind. How could I do it? And I also want to motivate kids. You know, I want to motivate children, because at the end of the day, that's who I work with. You know what I mean? I wanted people to grow up, because honestly, these behaviors don't start when you're an adult. They start when you're a kid. But if you give these powers to these kids and really start unleashing some of these jewels and these gems, because I had one when I was a kid, but nobody really invested that time into it. So that's why I'm growing up with some of these mental illnesses or some of these behaviors that I got going on. So now if I can get you to be aware of it at 14, 15, 13 and undiscovered gem and mold it the right way, I can push you to something that could change this world to something that's very different. And that's tapping into somebody's talent. Now I want to tap into a lot of people's talents. You know what I mean? I don't want you to scratch the surface. I want you to go deeper than the surface. So giving me this outlet to kind of help people think and bring people up here to feel this vibe and this energy and give it off, that could produce so many things to other people. And that's a way of me touching a lot of people. My experience in just leading me where I want to go is that I just want to motivate the world and touch a lot of people. And this right here, this platform is going to give me that opportunity. And I feel like I'm doing it now. You know what I mean?
Mine's simple. I'm a rebel in this world. and I fucking, you know, question everything about it. So, I mean, I like the debate. I like the debate. If you ask my niggas right here, you know, they'll tell you I could debate anything. And simply, when we first started, it was one thing that Black said to me. He was like, bro, you talk, but you don't listen. like you don't listen. And so with me knowing that I'm a rebel in this world, you know, maybe I should listen. Then what better way than, you know, talking, having these conversations about everyday topics with different individuals. I mean, get different viewpoints about situations. And honestly, this shit been touching me. You know, these little conversations we have and all that. I like that shit though. That shit real.
Nah, dead ass. I'm over here like, God.
That's the vibe that we want to bring to people. You know what I mean? And what's different from everybody else's. And this is what it is. You know, when we came together, this is one of the many things that we've talked about. And this is one of the many forms that we want to touch people. You know, regardless, as I said, regardless if this shit was a flop today, it don't matter. I feel like we would have had hundreds of people. You looked at it for 10 minutes. Regardless, you grabbed something from what anybody said. You know what I mean? That's all the accomplishment. Like I said, he talks to me every damn day, you know, about certain shit that we can do differently or just to reach people. And just how we connect with people and many people that we got around us, you know what I'm saying, which is all love from a lot of people. Ain't nobody giving nobody no money, it's just all love. And we want to continue.
Like somebody, like a team, even if it's just going to like, just having a team and period, somebody helping you.
Yes.
It's just like,
Yin and the yang. You need a yang. Every end need a yang.
Bullshit, because people you slack off. You know what I mean? And honestly, it's hard when especially when you start out, when nobody's getting paid and you doing this shit for love and you're not doing this for nothing else. You just doing it off straight passion. A lot of people don't understand that, and a lot of people don't want to get with it because they don't see your passion. They don't see your love behind it. They just see it as another work. Yeah, they're just looking at it as another work. But you don't see my end goal. You don't see my passion. You don't see my love for what I got. So I don't expect you to understand. You know what I mean? And that's another way of bringing it.
You want to touch that?
Nah.
You know what I mean? All right, so Why you? Why should we listen, or people in general listen, follow, connect, or invest in you?
Why you?
No, what? Why not? All right, no, but why really?
Before you answer, I'm gonna give it to you straight because this is honestly what people might say. Why should I listen to you? I've already suffered through depression. I felt like I was a queen bee. I felt like I had my support. I've answered every fucking thing that you've ever said. So what the fuck would your painting do? And you have to say to me, actually get me to understand what I'm going through.
Right. It's not about you. It's about me. This is me putting myself out there. This is my story. It may spark something. You may already gone through this. Then it's not for you. It's for the people who are going through. So my art is inspiring those who are going through the things I'm going through. For the people who aren't going through it, I mean, maybe that's just not my demographic, which is something I'm trying to figure out who my demographic is. But you just led me to realize that, like, that's who I'm creating for. I'm creating for those that are going through what I'm going through. Like, I'm still young, going through this world. We're at this new age. We're living this through the first time, and we're transitioning with the world, having to deal with the people here before us and the people who are coming after us.
People like us, like Arlene, look at all the people that created this way.
That's just a part of life.
Look at how many people doing it now, and just the element of that. How can we stand out? Like, why us? Why us? I mean, honestly,
we're making a major change. We are making a change.
Yep.
The people before us, they ain't do shit at all. They just let shit just continue on, and they were just living in their, like, they were becoming their confident self, but they weren't doing shit to help anybody else but them.
You want to know why?
Like, if you think about our parents.
You want to know why though? And I think that's why our generation is gonna crash and burn, because they didn't have social media. They didn't have nothing to promote them. Like Walmart, how that shit started. Amazon, how that shit started. It was straightly their quality of service, their, how fast they could get it to you, customer first demands, quantity versus demands. So they was there. Without this, now you got new companies popping up. Oh, they the hottest thing on us for a year. Next thing you know, they're running.
What our mission is to help the generation after us. Because that's exactly what we're doing. Like, we're crashing and burning. But we have to show them that it's so much more than do this shit. That's why we're getting spiritual. Because the generation after us are going to be.
I said this earlier in one of our podcasts. Is that, like, our generation is a lost cause. We can't fix us. We can't fix us. We already got our roots.
We gotta fix no, we can fix us. No. We're being fixed right now. The ones who aren't willing to learn and be open to grading themselves, they're just gonna die. They're not gonna leave nothing behind for anybody else. The ones who are willing to learn and willing to make a change in themselves so that they can change everybody else around them, we're gonna keep spreading it.
I'm saying,
and everything that we do is for a reason.
I will kind of be
for us
a little bit. I really want to.
I'm gonna say,
I agree.
We already
and I agree. No, I agree and I agree. The reason why I say I agree. You said we're a lost cause. The ones who haven't got it and will not get it are lost.
Yes.
Now, the ones who do have it, they open the doors, like all of these entrepreneurs that's doing right now. You're opening the door. And now we have those people in this millennials, because we had the generation before us who weren't opening doors. They were just saying that I'm gonna open the door for my kids, but some of my kids didn't get it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so now you wasted all of this time for nothing, because you didn't pass it on to people who could do something. But my thing is, now that you have a lot of millennials, especially Black, who are very educated and who are jumping into very different occupations, that now they can start opening doors for people who want to jump into the wealth game or jump into the
not
different diverse.
for-
You know what I mean? So that's why I said I agree with you. Yes, there's a lot of people that have lost, but now it's on the people who are very experienced in gaining these knowledge to start opening doors, who are seeking different things. And then it's not about going to the bottom and saving. It's about the people who are willing to change to start opening those
And you have to
doors.
realize this too. Like, we're still young. We have a lot of time.
What I'm saying
Nigga, you ain't 30.
What I'm saying is how us being lost is we already know this stuff. So no matter what we do,
Oh, you ain't changing.
no, we already know this, and it's gonna stay here. We gotta, if we really want to make a change, we gotta rewrite the school systems. We gotta chop it off from the head.
That's coming.
No,
That's
no,
coming.
it's
That's
gonna
getting
come.
the word.
We're
Wait.
20, bro. We're in our 20s.
You want to know what they do in the school
Presidents don't
system?
become
man?
presidents until 40.
Yeah, they changing the school system. They teaching.
But what if I'm 70 and I open up my school?
Exactly.
That's what I
I'm
was
40
saying.
years old. I
What
would
is,
have run for president.
what if I'm 70 and I open up a school, bro?
I'm saying is how can we
got 20
how can we
years.
make a change big enough?
What we're doing right
Can
now.
I speak to this real quick? I want to say something.
I love it.
And I'm gonna apply this for like probably from the middle of here. You can't save everybody. That's one thing that I
You can't.
You can't save every kid. So to apply to what y'all are saying, we can't save the world. You can only start with your community.
Within yourself, too.
Within yourself, within the community,
And then-
and kind of branch out from there. But understand, you're not going to save everybody. But if you are helping somewhat a community, whatever it is that you impact, you're leaving a footprint, so you're helping make a change.
But you know, this is what I believe in. This is what I believe in. You're gonna help who's around you if you help yourself. We have to realize that what we want to help is something that we need to help within ourselves.
Yeah.
And when you do help yourself, that's when you help everybody around you.
Let your cup.
Put it like this. Here it goes like this. I'm gonna talk. Hold on. I'm gonna talk to Loso on this one. On Loso, how many niggas make it a day?
Make it what?
How many niggas make it in a day? Like who own?
None.
Okay. And it'll just be probably like one or two that just get on, correct? You can't save them. And then when you get on, let's go deeper further. The niggas that you carry with, I guarantee by the time you make it all the way to the top, or if you crash and burn, you're gonna have 5 niggas left.
Yeah.
If that. You can't take everybody with
You
you.
can't take everybody with you though.
But it's not the purpose.
Everyone's you can't, we're gonna listen. We're trying to grow with you.
But look, that's why you can't really pay attention to who's listening. You just have to keep being yourself and being real.
Exactly.
You won't find out who's listening by their moves.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It starts with you helping yourself. You got to know that you have things in yourself that you need to work on. And then you could be open about those things that you went through so that it does help people who are going through it too. So those are the people you speak to are the ones that relate to you. You don't have to worry about, you don't have to seek those people. They're going to always be there.
So somebody has the same thing, Loso. Why you just
Why you?
It's a-
Because it's you. Why me? Because it's me. It's me. Because I'm fucking me, bro. The fuck? It don't matter. Nothing else matters.
chicken and dick, huh?
Chicken and dick. Dick and chicken. Dick.
It don't matter when it come in, as long as you get both, huh?
As long as I get the dick. Okay?
Hey, go ahead.
We got last question. What will it?
The last question, man. What
As
would
long
you?
as I get look, chicken is also money. It's also satisfaction.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta get that too.
Talk to me. No, I didn't know the chicken
Yes.
meant satisfaction.
Yeah, chicken doesn't just mean food. Chicken wing. You know, chicken is my money. I need my chicken. I need my food. I need what I need. I need my satisfaction. So
So after you done hustling, you need that dick.
yeah. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Facts.
Play on
Okay.
words.
Yeah.
Play on words. Hey, before the last question,
Okay.
we do gotta touch that last one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Can I start off?
It seems like you was great. This nigga this man was ready, dog. Go ahead, you got it.
All right.
You got it.
So the picture itself. All right. So as men, we are how we are. We're gonna see what we see. We still want to send the picture. If you have negative, we're gonna see that. That's just how we are. But the dopest part of the picture to me is the lighting. The lighting sets the picture off to the point where it's like it makes you just look into other areas of the portrait itself. But if that's what attracts some of your male followers, you still get followers, and they still gonna see the rest of your art. But like I said, what I see in that picture right there is just, man, it's for real. It's like it's life. It's life. But like I said, that lighting is crazy.
I can
One? Can I? What
what you like? This person.
How much you
So
selling that for? Because I collect art.
all right. Well, I have this priced at $250.
No, I don't collect art.
I do take negotiations though. So
It take paper installments. Take paper installments, $25 for something. But nah. All right, so I'm gonna tell you.
I paid
Brandy yourself.
Bring yourself, right? Hey, chill out. Hey, look. I'm gonna tell you what I feel. All right, so with this one, I feel like this is just a boss ass bitch image. Like, you know what I mean? This is kind of like a dominatrix feel. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm dominant tonight. If you come home, I'm dominant. I got the robes, I got the lighting. This is the type of joint I'm stepping in, I'm looking like, for real. Look, Sam, I'm gonna walk in here like, you know what I'm saying? Start taking over my, phone. For real, it's like that's the night like baby you in control. Like I ain't got nothing to say. This hey fellas, this right here is handcuff moment. If you walk in and you see this, let her handcuff you to the bed. That's all I'm saying. That's what this look like. And that's what I'm standing on. Look, you got the almost semi-dick in the background. You got the eye and everything back here. Then you got the phone off the hook. That means don't pick up the phone. You know what that means. You know what I mean? It's just so much, like, in this picture, it just means, let me take control. And this can mean from sex, business, entrepreneurship, you know what I mean? This is like, let me take control. That's how I'm going to end it. Let me take control.
Okay. So, yeah, boss status, definitely. The biggest thing for me to give off that impression is the way that I'm sitting. Now, when I was taking this photo, I wanted it to be like, when I took this.
Okay.
So this was me. 25 is like that age where you think you're grown, but 26 is like that age where it finally hits. So this is like that passion, that girly side that you always, want to experience, but you might not get to. I'm 26 and I ain't had a couple roses. I ain't had that many roses. That pink, that sexy, I just wanted to embrace that and in a way that like now I'm confident to hold this with me at all times. Like I'm confident as fuck. Like, this is me. This is feminine. This is embracing all of that shit.
Fellas, that mean handcuffed to the bed.
I might got a couple handcuffs.
Couple. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's what this was. Like, I got a blunt in my hand. I'm smoking the rose. Like, it's pink, red.
Yeah, that's why I got
lingerie
I had to see she had a blunt. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
I see that.
Yes.
That's what I said. It's so much to the picture of what the male eyes will initially see.
Exactly.
Once you start
You're not
actually
gonna look
explore
for
the
that.
picture, I didn't know.
And then back here is the bees. So these two are taken in the same room. Like, this is the same room.
That's crazy.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So I took these basically not to go together, but I took them. I wanted to do them in the same way, like
I have a question.
where I add all the aesthetics.
Have you ever thought about starting a series? You know how like podcasts are, and they have like,
Yeah, this is a series. So my self-portraits is a series.
Oh.
Yeah,
hell you ain't telling that again?
But yeah, so these are all self-portraits too. Like I've been doing self-portraits. See, I didn't want to talk about everything that maybe we was gonna talk about next week.
Yeah, we are.
But
Say something for next week.
well, I feel like we still have something to talk about.
Of course.
But my self-portraits I've been doing for 3 years now. It's going on. It might be going on 4 years, but it's been 3 years, and I just started using myself as a muse because I felt like
Now, on the real text.
yeah, I'm very tatted, but you just wouldn't never.
Wow.
Except I got a face tat.
Man, that shit blame me.
And I got a neck tat. But like I have a lot of tattoos, but you wouldn't know. I try to put them in places that you don't really see. But
I told you she handcuffing niggas to the bed.
yeah, I mean,
I'm not fucking with you, bro.
As an artist, because I know he was talking about like the color and how it basically sets the mood. So like how he was explaining it, the pink and purple, the very early vibe of it, that plays a lot into it.
That orange fire.
So it's like the lighting, the
Yeah.
textures, like the objects that you have in the background, it plays a lot in the picture. So it like you see you're the main focus of it. But then you also look around and you look at all the other details.
Is it me or is that orange spell sex? You can't tell me that orange don't spell sex, bro.
the orange in the photo.
Yeah, that look like the peak. Right here? That looks like the peak. You got the white, that's different. But like as the orange comes into the pink and like the low key purple, it's like almost like a sunrise, like you know what I mean? That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
because on some real, like I'll look at old photographs and I just see like a whole new message sometimes.
but that's what I'm saying. Like it's just like the peak. Like you know what I mean? Like that's what it is.
Oh, you talking about like as a whole? It's spills.
Like that's what it is in the middle. It's in the middle. It's rising. It's like this coming of age. You know what I mean?
But like one thing I really love doing is creating my scenes. Like I'm putting everything there for a reason. Like these, they're totally different. You know, setups and everything.
Can I fuck with y'all a little bit? This is the series, y'all. I got it. I cracked the code. The Vinci code.
Let's see.
That's the queen, right? And that's her getting everything that she needs, right, to become of age, correct? Right? So she got everything she needs. She's, connected with everybody she needs to connect with. But what did she have to do? She had to die. You know what I mean? She died, she suffocated herself with all of the energy that she consumed.
Okay, man.
You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? She suffered herself, she got into what she did, she had to kill herself. Now this is becoming to age. And this is series 3. You know what I mean? This is that power series 3, you feel me? You know what I mean? But this is the new her. You know what I mean? That's the innocent side, she's dressed. You know what I mean? She's showing her elegance. But she also saying that I got both sides, but it's also I have this side because I grew up with that side. Now it's time to put this side of death and come into the new age of me. You know what I mean? And this is the female side of I got both. I got the classy ratchet, the classic. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to turn up. You know what I mean? That's why I said with the sun, I'm coming of age, and the orange it means sex. It means my peak. You know what I mean? That's what I'm coming into in her 30s. Boom! I cracked the Da Vinci code.
No, like on some real.
There you go.
As artists, like I said, like really with artists, everything that you see, like all the photos, the stuff you create, it's really about them. Because it's like you're looking from their eyes. You're seeing what they're seeing. You're seeing what they're imagining. And my thing is like, this is how they're feeling. This is what they get from it. But when others look at it, they can see a whole nother view of it. But you're still looking at what they see.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot deep with it because like when I, as an artist with me, I care about the stories. Like I care about the stories out there.
No bullshit.
Shit.
So it's just like, I can't.
She could write a book.
Because my thing
No funny shit. this is a book. Honestly. This is a book.
It's like it won't last forever, but the stories you do put out there people will read it, and people will get something from it.
Boom. And that's the thing about a brand.
Yeah.
What is something?
Other people.
Yeah. Well, what is something that's going to carry out after you're gone? You know what I mean? And everybody that's talking about leaving a legacy in your brand, like a lot of people like McDonald's, that'll carry on forever. But that's bullshit ass brand. You out here killing people. You know what I mean? My name, no, I'm saying seriously, like my name as brand it is, I opened up 10 doors, and those 10 people will always say, you know what, I would have done it without this person, or this person got me through whatever I had got me through. You know what I mean? And that's the quality of your brand and what you put into it and what you get out of it. That's what you're doing it for. And you know what I mean? And that's why I said with these three, you know, and how I just put it together, that's just something that shit. Like, it kind of just spoke volumes, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, like, and in your art, you know what I mean? A lot of people of us growing up, we got to go through our stuff, not just so necessarily the queen, but you're a prince, you know what I mean? In such as male, you're a prince until you're ready to carry that throne as a king.
And you know, like when it comes to a lot of my art, I feel like what you might see, that's what's going to pertain to your life. Like, that's what you're going through. Like, what you just explained might be what you're going through, just as a man. And then, you know, what you might see, y'all are going through. And that's why I feel like I said to you guys that I feel like, you know, God is through me, through my art. Because it is there to help you get through what you're going through at the moment. Like, even I'll paint sometimes. What I paint is just, you know, just anything. But everybody sees something in it.
So it's your outlet. So it's kind of like your outlet.
Yeah, it's also about outlet.
This
Like,
painting,
I want to show y'all. Right? Oh,
yeah, I'm why you found it. This painting right here speaks volumes because in this right here, I had to do in my life as well. I had to kill the boy in me. You know what I mean? Like, when I say the boy, I don't mean like, some people might be thinking, but it was just more so as that I had to make a transition to say, not saying I'm gonna act as a man, but my level of thinking, me changing into a form of a man. I had to kill the boy that was left in me. So that means the crowd chasing, you know, all the attention. You know what I mean? Not saying that I don't care about females, but females are not the only thing. Like, if I come in contact with another male, we should be talking about females 24/7. That's still a boy's mentality. You know what I mean? I have to grow beyond that. You know what I mean? I'm not gay, but at the same time, I got other things on my plate that I'm worried about other than just this. You know what I mean? That's why I said I had to kill the boy in me. You know what I mean? Because that was something to saying that, okay, it's time to change and make a difference, and saying that I'm going to be that change and that difference and become a man. You know what I mean? It's not saying paying bills or doing something that's man-like, because a lot of us do men-like shit but are still boys. You really have to kill the boy in you to really become a man, and that's what it is. You know what I mean? That's why I said I like this portrait, because that's what it means. You have to kill that little voice inside of you and really bring out that person who you're supposed to be.
Last question for the night, man.
Last question of the night, man. When everything you set out to be done is done, what do you want to accomplish? What is the end goal? What do you want to accomplish? No, not what do you want. What will you accomplish? I'm not saying that you know it's a possibility. I'm saying that you're gonna do it. Yeah. So what will you accomplish when you're done? It's all said and done.
I'm glad you asked that. What I will accomplish, and is what I want to do the most, is to inspire other people to tap into all of those sides. Like that side you say you have to overcome, is that, you know, overcoming that boy. That's conscious. That's a conscious decision. That's a conscious, you know, thought of you. I want to help other people be conscious within themselves and recognize, you know, we have these sides of us that, you know, it's just a side, and bringing all of that together so that you can be aligned, that you can be balanced, and you can be confident enough to really do what it is you want to do and to help other people. Like, be happy in your life, because when you're happy, you're healthy. And if you are holding on to these sides that might be stressing you and weighing you down, that's what's creating diseases and that's what's creating health problems. Are those things that we're not tapping into, we're not expressing. Like I want to show people that it's very important to express no matter which way you're doing it in. If it is a podcast, if it's, doing music, you have to express, but you have to be vulnerable to your art and to what it is you're doing so that you can express those things that help you and help push you forward and make sure that you are happy in life so that you are healthy. That shit is important. It's important to create. And that's my religion is creating. And that's what I will help others understand and realize that is important. It's important to create and express so that you can be conscious enough to be real with yourself so that you can create happiness and alignment and balancing all those sides of you.
Yeah. I don't think I need to say anything after that. I agree with that. That was powerful. I ain't got nothing to say about it other than that. That shit was real. That shit was real.
Yeah, it's the same thing. The influence, don't be scared to be yourself and chase your dreams. And remember, at the end of the day, it's not even nobody else trying to do that. Even support your dream because it's not their dream, it's your dream. So to keep it going, you know what I mean? Don't be scared to take chances and be different. You know what I mean? Because I want my sound to be heard worldwide. You know what I mean? My music will never die. Period. That's how I like my music will never die. I want so many different artists, different genres. And that's the best thing about doing what I do. You know what I'm saying? Still earning a super producer. Working with some of the best artists I've heard in the world. You know what I mean? Different countries and stuff like that. Man. Like I said, leaving that footprint and, when you have a voice powerful, that use that shit for good, man. You know what I'm saying? Watch what you say. Just don't take advantage of the situation, but take advantage of the situation. You know what I mean? Make sure your voice counts. You know what I'm saying? And just stay sucker free, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
That was real, bro.
Where can they find you at, though? I mean, all the tabs.
I can hit me up on IG, man. BK Boss 1017. Facebook, Loso BSM Scott. Twitter, Loso Red Beats.
Ollie Art, ALLIART 757, and you can just search my hashtag, just Ollie Art, ALLIART, and my website is ollieart with 2 T's.com. So ALLIART.com.
Brian Clark, talk up. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
Anything you want to say? Last words?
I think it's dope that everybody we can come together and even though we might not have 50,000 viewers, so people tuning in, but just to be able to have a conversation, I think is pretty dope because you always learn different things about different people and stuff you may not know, or just their viewpoints, how you might agree with stuff. So I just think it's dope that we could come together, and I'm glad to be a part of it. So.
I want to thank everybody that tuned in. I want to thank all y'all for coming out here. We is gonna have her back next week, and we're gonna get deeply into some stuff. So
I want to give y'all real quick because, like I said, like my art, I feel like it gives a lot of messages, like your own message. So this is one I created out of smoke, and I feel like everybody I've asked has always saw a different one. And I ask y'all, like, when y'all do look at these, to really just see what it is that you see, like recognize what it is that you see, but then try to apply those to your life and how it may be helping you in a way that you're not seeing. So I'm gonna have just too much representation. This is my weed smoke.
Ask that question one more time.
The last one.
Ask your question so I can make sure I.
So basically, what do you see? And the things that you see, just realize those apply to your life and how you may need to overcome. Oh no. I mean, because honestly, it took me like after I took this photo.
Is it a certain way you're supposed to be living it?
So okay, this is the right way, right? This is the right way.
I thought I seen something.
But you can look at it anyway.
That's what I was saying.
You can look at it anyway, but this is the way I took it.
Oh, that's it.
And this might be worth a lot of money in the future, so I'm gonna just sign my name on the back of y'all's to be finished. That way, you might be playing your money when I become this big time artist. But yeah, after I took this, it took me it actually took me a few days before I started seeing the images. And I was just like, no, like I was tripping. I was just. But also realize, like I did capture this photo. So you might see a lot of me.
Yeah, y'all see that person?
I see a whole person.
Oh, where do you see it?
You see a what?
Hey, cut the 10. Hey, we ain't having no goals. I gotta go to sleep.
Oh, see, you're looking at it.
It's one of my two pictures I took, my homegirl, she said some shit coming on the picture. I took it, we were smoking.
Yeah.
She was like, bro, you were smoking that picture, you kind of see it.
Yeah, so
Like, you see the person, right?
yeah, like I see the
You see it.
Like the eye.
See,
yeah,
like,
I see it.
I feel like a lot of people have seen a lot of different things in this.
That
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, because I don't see it.
Oh my God, wow. That's crazy, yo.
You see his face?
yeah, I see like the
Well, you saw right there.
Yeah. I see my name right here.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But on some real, like when I saw what I saw, I just felt like it was this woman who was being held back from, a lot of dark days. And when I say it's coming from me, like when it comes to my art, I try to face my fears. Because essentially our fears are what's holding us back. It's what's keeping us down. And a lot of that stuff is weighing from behind us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I see.
like, and then
this
too,
bro. Look,
I'm gonna show y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all
hold
what
this joint this way, bro. You see him dragging a lot of you got. You see his mouth.
I see a mouth.
You see his mouth, and then you see like the little joint going to like Earth or to the stars. Like this shit might be abducted or something like this. This is what happened.
Joe. We out. It's all good.
Where your big booty bad bitch